Hey, Pastor Steve Waldron. I hope you're having a great day or night in Jesus. This is sent to me by a friend, Brother Brian Haley. The Certainty of the Words by Kyle F. Stevens, 2nd edition. Now, here's the subtitle, and we'll explain what this means, how the King James Bible resolves the ambiguity of the original languages. So, you might say, who is Kyle Stevens? Let's read. He's got a BA, BD, THM, THD, pastor of Blessed Oak Baptist in Coon Rapids, Minnesota, where he's pastored over 35 years. Saved at 10 years old, he did not begin to grow in the Lord until his early 20s. He and his wife, Marcia, have been married over 35 years, 4 grown children, growing number of grandchildren. He's also the author of Building Thereupon, Pillar and Ground of Truth. Now, I'm just going to tell you, this is a tome. This is close to 600 pages. Let's get the exact. Yeah, it's like 593. It's Trust House Publishers, trusted name in quality Christian books, Taos, New Mexico, which I was not acquainted with them. And so he basically just works line by line and subject by subject through this amazing understanding. And it's something that I first heard from Pete Ruckman, and when I heard it, I immediately rejected it. But after I studied a while, I'm like, well, he's really true. Pete Ruckman would kind of do it just to get a rise out of people. He liked to tweak scholarship, being an incredible scholar himself, one of the best that 20th century America produced. And so the basic premise is, okay, so we have Hebrew, we have Greek, we have Aramaic, and there were basically no what we would call grammar books back in those days. They learned it from hearing it and writing it, and so we've kind of superimposed various laws, perfect, different various things on top of what we know. But the original writers and the original settings, didn't have any of the methodologies that we have of learning Hebrew, Greek, Aramaic, Paleo-Hebrew at their disposal. They learned it a totally different way. And with that being the case, that just how Hebrew and Greek are written, and there being really no definitive laws. We say there's laws, but that's us putting laws on top of them. They may or may not always be true. And so there's ambiguity there. And so what the King James Version translators did, being the incredible masters of language, not only the English language, but cognate languages and the so-called original languages and all of this, is out of sometimes different phraseologies would have 2, 3, 4 different possibilities of translation. And so based on context, where you've got more certain before and or after, you would translate it a particular way. And so the King James translators, being the masters of language, one of the vast superiorities of the King James Version of the Bible, that they translated it the way it should be translated. And so while you're reading Hebrew, Greek, and Aramaic, there are periods of uncertainty as you're reading it, whether a particular word is translated a certain way, on and so forth. There's ambiguity there. They've removed the ambiguity. So this is where, like Pete Ruckman would say, there's advanced revelation of the King James because, and he would have some other examples that maybe are maybe a bridge too far, that, well, they've already taken the guesswork out. They've translated it accurately. And so people who even in a certain sense know Hebrew, Greek, and Aramaic today, unless they're extraordinarily skilled, which most are not, they take, maybe 3 years at a master's level or something, and that's obviously not enough time to become master in a language, that they would reach certain places and say, well, we're not sure how this should be translated, when you can look at the King James and get the certainty of the words. Oh, that's the title. So again, it's a huge book, written 221, preface to the second edition. And so he's got the irksome subject, the language of love, charity cases, which reading about charity, it was extremely good. And now he is not cursory, and he's not necessarily staccato, as so many of the King James, like somebody mentioned, not talking about them, but another called it intellectual Tourette syndrome, that he's just very thorough and very historical, and he's done his research. So like the translation of charity, distinguishing the deacons a little lower than the angels, God will provide himself, the famous Genesis 22:8 passage, the shirts on Baalite's back, fallen man, the God of this world, and the Holy Bible. In samples are not examples. Now my pastor would say that often. Given for a covering are not. Synagogue, strange setting, from God's heart and mind to man, the scriptures versus semantics, traditions and fables, hijacking the new covenant, death in the pot, the great Greek dilemma, believing or obeying, short samples, the spark of life. And like short samples is 64 pages or thereabout. Appendix, a bibliography, and the index. So let's go to the bibliography. He's going to have like David E. Walker, Donald Waite, D.A. Waite, Wikipedia, J.L. Weil, the Wycliffe Bible Commentary, which is good, John R. Rice, Jasper James Ray, Mary Pride, which is really good stuff, The Way Home, Beyond Feminism, Back to Reality, Charles Pfeiffer, the Wycliffe Bible Commentary, which is really good, Origin, and ChristianityToday.com, Nelson's Bible Dictionary, Moulton's Analytical Greek Dictionary, Jacinius, Kirk DeVitro, which he's really good, Michael Ferris, From Tyndale to Madison. That'd probably be good. I don't think I have that. Maybe I do, but I don't think so. Entirely God-breathed, the reflections of Bryn McPhail, David Otis Fuller, Sam Gipp, on and so forth. So he's got like words of replenish is one. King James is clear, wine as excess. I just did a video a while back. 75 reasons, Bible reasons Christians shouldn't drink alcohol. Romans 11:30-32, the AV 1611 reading justified. And I'll just show you this. I mean, the guy has done his research. So agree or disagree with him, I think you would have to at least deal with him. And so this is a book you really might want to get. The Certainty of the Words by Kyle F. Stevens. I'm thankful for Brother Haley sending me this. So God bless. Check out our other videos. Share with your friends. Subscribe. Hit the bell notification. Fall in love with the Bible. See you later. Bye-bye.